Well, I had like deteriorating hearing loss, so they didn't think I needed hearing aids until I was like about, was it 8?
7, 8.
7,
yeah.
8. So and that was obviously like a big thing. It was like making my life so much easier, and then just working with audiology and ENT and stuff like that as like hearing loss has got worse and stuff like that. It's obviously like having a big impact on my life, but it doesn't mean that I'm like not able to do stuff that I was always doing when I was younger. Like I still play netball, I still do guides, I'm still in school and doing really well. So it definitely impacts my life, but I like to think that I don't let it hold me back too much. So I have like support in school, and just I like to think that I'm still able to function pretty well. So
I can't remember when you got hearing aids. That I've just always known you with hearing aids. I mean, I've grown up used to it. Like before you had your hearing aids which connected to your phone and you had headphones on, I'd just wave in your face and clap really loudly to get your attention. Yeah, I've not really. I mean, speaking louder sometimes. Or sometimes when you just don't want to speak to me, you have an excuse like, I can't hear you. But yeah, I got told it helps with my public speaking, because I always talk louder, so you know, there's an upside.
I mean, the main disadvantage for me is obviously being unable to hear in some situations, like noisy environments. There's no really solution. You just learn to like put up with it and deal with these situations. So, I mean, it's hard when you're like starting out and like you first get your hearing aids, and then it's like, whoa, there's so many different people talking and I can't make out what's being said. But then when you sort of get used to it, you sort of just grow accustomed to just using all that extra energy to be thinking and working out what's being said, which is obviously like the hardest bit for me, is like, and like lip reading and stuff like that is difficult, and hospital appointments. But there are loads of advantages. Like I've had the opportunity to learn BSL. I now have hearing aids that connect to my phone, which is amazing because it's like just headphones, and it's really good. So one of the main misconceptions is like that hearing aids will put you at an equal standard with everyone else, because they really don't. Like you have to concentrate so much more, because like it's not only like your ears, it also will affect how your brain is working. So just concentrating so much more to hear it and in the noisy environments. And when people are just like, oh yeah, I just need to talk louder at you, because that's not really going to help much, because if anything, just slow down a bit, a little bit if you're just going at like full speed, because it's really no good trying to talk to me at full speed, because it's not going to work. So the most helpful thing that teachers do is when they will write stuff down, because that's a lot easier for me to understand. When you're just talking, I'll miss stuff, or so when teachers will summarise the most important stuff that you need to know, writing on the board or putting it on the worksheet and stuff like that, it just makes everything so much easier for a deaf person than when they're just constantly having to listen, or if you're having to take notes and then also try and listen at the same time, because if you're lip reading, then that's completely useless and not going to work really. So obviously it is going to be a change for the parents and the child, but they'll still be able to be a person. I'm still a person. I still go to school and I have friends and I have hobbies, so it's definitely a change, but it's nothing to panic about. Like they'll still be part of society at the end of the day. Like there's lots of ways that we can make things easier for them. Like they don't have to struggle as much as maybe people have had to in the past. So technology, it's easier now, so don't stress about it. BSL is a great skill to have, whether you have a child that's deaf or not. I think really, if your child is deaf, and if your child is learning BSL, then 100% the parent should also be learning BSL, because it's like, that's why Abby learns BSL with me, is because it's great me knowing BSL, but if no one else does, then it's not much use to me. So yeah, if your child's learning BSL, then definitely. Other than that, if you learn BSL, you teach the child as well. So I would say definitely learn BSL. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you start learning things when you're younger, you get better at them as you grow up. But the opportunity just wasn't there. I think maybe if my mum had had the opportunity for us to learn, then she would have taken it. But I don't think it was at that stage where it was available. So I think maybe more opportunities just need to be given for people to start earlier, because it will make their life so much easier.
Yeah, I wish I had learned earlier. Like Sophie said, so much easier if you start from a young age, because like you learn English from a young age, so we're so much more progressed in English now. So I think if we had started at a young age, we'd be more,
Fluent.
fluent.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Let's not lie that we both can have secret conversations.
Oh,
People don't know what we're on about. Which is the main thing for me. But also knowing that there's like that thing to fall back on. So like, if it gets a lot worse or stuff like that, then knowing that I've got this way to communicate. And it also makes me feel like a bit more part of the deaf community, knowing that I'm learning this skill that's what deaf people use to communicate.
Not only the secret conversations, but the conversations across like the room.
Oh yeah.
Like if we're chatting too much and our parents say, you sit on that side of the room, you sit on that side, we'll just keep talking.
Sounding at each other, yeah. I mean, the language is a completely different structure, the grammar is totally different. But like with anything, it's just like the first push to get through. When you've got your head around basic concepts like the grammar, then everything's a lot easier. It's just about vocab and progressing with grammar structures. So with everything new that you'll pick up, the first push is the hardest. So you just have to stick at it. Like I've been learning for 6 months, Abby's been learning for 5, and it was definitely really, really tricky in the first few months, like getting your head around when the verbs go, when the nouns go. And I think when you get past that and start to understand the structure of it, that's when it gets easier. Yeah. It's just so nice to feel supported, like, and knowing that like if I did go completely deaf, then I would have ways to communicate and people to communicate with as well, because I think it's so much more useful when you know that you've got this support. Like when Abby comes to the lessons with me, it's nice knowing that she's wanting to do this thing for me. So it's about feeling supported, really. Yeah. Definitely all deaf people. Like I don't think there's any reason they shouldn't be able to. Everyone should have the opportunity to learn BSL, but
definitely families
and
of people who are deaf.
Yeah, everyone, but definitely all deaf people should be able to.
Do it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.